everyone, Official Guy Reviews back with you one more time. We're doing a whole bunch of recording and re-recording here to start this one out, so bear with me. Feel free to leave any comments on tweaks you think I should make, but I'm actually just switching over. I'm using my iPhone 12 Pro Max as my webcam at this point to try and clean up the recording and whatnot. Figured I'd guinea pig it on this video here. So the video today, I wanted to take a look at the new mouse that I've been using. For a long time, I was using the Razer, like I think it's like Death Adder. It wasn't a Chroma edition. It was probably 4 or 5 years old. It's done me so well. The skates were completely worn out. The little side grips were literally falling off. So it's done me very, very well, and for many years for how much that I use my mouse. But it was time to take a look at something new. Obviously, you know that I have the new PC, so I figure why not? We got to look for some RGB here. So on we went, and up came our Amazon search. Of course, that's the way I always do things. Check Amazon first, see what I can find a deal on. Also, you guys know, if you've been around the stream, I don't stream enough to justify a crazy like $300 mouse or something insane, and neither do I game enough, sorry, I should say. That being said, I started looking through. The G series popped up, some of the Razer stuff. They have the Razer Essential that you're seeing now. Canadian wise, you're looking 50 to 60 bucks, but you find it on sale all the time. By the way, if you are searching for any product really on Amazon, if you're not familiar with it, there's no link in the description or anything for some kind of upsale. CamelCamelCamel has a Chrome extension, and you just literally pull up Amazon, you search anything, it'll tell you its price history. It lets you know how low has the price gotten, how expensive has it been over the last however long it's been up on Amazon. So it is really handy if you want to watch for a sale and make sure it's not just like one of those fake sales where it's like $3 off, limited time only, which we've all seen. So that being said, I ended up going with the G series. We got the 203, the G203, which is obviously much lower in the lineup of options from Logitech, but it was under 25 bucks. Like normal price is showing at like 49 for Canada. Prime 23 something, I think it was 23.99 or something, 24.99. And they have multiple different colors. So you've got the black here. They also have a white. They have a blue that's very similar to this writing color. They have a lavender color. All of them have the same style, same RGB setup. But I ended up going with a white and a black, one for myself and one for my daughter. And I just basically let her pick which one she wanted. She went with black, so I'm using the white. I've been using it now for a couple weeks. It's been super solid just for like some minimal FPS stuff like Overwatch. Playing games like World of Warcraft and stuff doesn't really matter mouse-wise, but it is nice. Has the same number of buttons that I had on my old mouse. It's not one of the ones with like a literal keyboard on the side. I would never program anything like that anyways. But it does have, you got your side buttons here, which is always nice. Side buttons there, two click buttons. You get your scroll wheel, which is also, of course, clickable, and then your regular 2 buttons here. And then back here, you've got a DPI button that you can also set up for everything. So the biggest thing I find with this guy here is the software itself. If you've looked up some videos for the G Hub software, the reviews aren't good. They're actually horrible. If you look up there, I'm going to link it actually below. There's like a 4.5 minute video that Logitech G series put out on YouTube to walk you through the G Hub, which is obviously ever evolving, and they're tweaking and changing it as time goes on. So you kind of have to take everything with a grain of salt. But as within the most recent comments I'm seeing on that video, it's like a quarter of the votes on it are down votes. And that's just because people are complaining about the fact that the concept is great. It's over imagined, but underproduced. I will say for me, again, I'm not a competitive gamer. I don't need all these crazy settings and back-end settings. For my usage as a regular average person who does some gaming, honestly, it's clean, it's easy. If you never dig into any of it, you're totally going to be fine. I'm going to go through it a little bit with you, but I just wanted to get the setup saying, so basically the skates on it are super clean. It's a smooth move. It's an 8,000 DPI mouse. I'm running it on like 1900, 1950. If you're not familiar with DPI, it's basically like how much it moves when you move your mouse. That's as layman's terms as I can get. And honestly, I'll say at 1900, 1950, 2000, especially since there's sensitivity settings in the game. But even if you're not utilizing those and you just use the DPI, like my mouse is skating around at a totally reasonable speed. If I went up to like 3,000 or 4,000, like it's like you're barely moving your mouse, and I just can't possibly imagine accuracy being high. And for a reference point, if you're not super familiar, like the Overwatch pros, for example, they usually run on like in-game sensitivity of like 3 or 4 and DPI of 800. So we do see all these like import mouses and all this kind of stuff coming through, and it's like, oh, 20,000 DPI, 30. Like, please, I'm not super techie when it comes to like the DPI, digging into all that kind of stuff. If you have a use for it, please let me know below. I'm living and learning here, and if you have a use for 20,000 DPI where you like barely do anything, let me know, because it just seems like the accuracy is outrageous at that point. I mean, you're literally fully like moving across the screen in like 1/8 of an inch on your mouse slide. So please comment down below if you know. By the way, while I'm at it, please don't forget, like and subscribe. If you want to hit the bell, go for it. If you don't, because it pisses you off to get notifications, don't. But I never note this in my videos because it honestly annoys me when I see it. I'm not going to do a cutscene or add a video or anything. I'm just going to try and remember to mention it to you guys, because I'm approaching 200 follows, or subscribers, which is awesome for me. I mean, I know it's nothing for the big channels out there, but I never thought I'd get any. I never advertise this channel to any friends or family because it's like embarrassing. You guys are the only guys who see this and girls who see this. So I would appreciate it. It means a ton. If you want to share it with friends or anything, thank you so much. Anyways, the software itself, I've switched over to OBS so we can get a little bit better concept here of some screen capping and a couple different scenes for you guys. So bear with me, but here is your profile. The default profile when you open the Logitech G Hub, you got some stuff. Oh, look at the new website and all that kind of stuff through the bottom. And then you have your G203 links in here. If I plug in my Logitech webcam, it also shows up here, so that's kind of cool. You get that too. It shows up right over here. Any of your series of stuff, it is really nice. If you watch that video below, they have like the full Logitech speaker setup, Logitech headset, and you can sync lighting between them. You can do a lot of things with them, and I think that's why that they get shit on so badly for their software, is just for the simple fact that they really are trying to be imaginative, but I think it's just like they've bitten off more than they can chew, and it's going to take some serious time to integrate better. That being said, again, for me, I find it clean. I love that it's just a straight black background. It's minimalist. It's easy to use. It's not confusing menus upon menus upon menus for a basic user, which is great. You've got your rate. You've got your brightness level of the colors for your presets. And then you've got your effects over here. So you can basically scroll through. There's a bunch of different, even audio visualizer, screen sampler. You've got like your cycle. The cool part I like is you can sync your lighting options between all your different Logitech products, but I do really like that it shows what it's doing here. I feel like some of the customization software doesn't do a great job of that, or it's convoluted, and then you're trying to look down at your mouse and you're trying to look up at the software and, okay, what's the next one I want to do? The rate itself is just the speed at which it's doing things. So if you want it to go like super crazy, you can like change it to like 1,000 milliseconds, and then you're gonna have like this crazy fast effect. Whatever suits. I mean, if you have a PC or whatever that has different settings, there's an option for you. You get your breathing and just some kind of cool stuff. So your colorations. Freestyle wise, you can go through full RGB, so you can choose whatever you want. You can customize the different sections. There's animations you can choose for effects like red, white, and blue and all that kind of stuff. Add new animations. They've really, really gotten imaginative with this. Assignments, you can assign hotkeys to different buttons. You can also use like a G shift key, so like works similar to like an FN button on your keyboard or your laptop, or it'll do an alternative thing. You got your keys and actions. They've even got like macros where you can create new macros, type in the name of it. If you go into it, you can literally have it repeat things, do sequences. Like, it's actually crazy how in depth. And this is where it starts to get to the point where people are complaining, because it's like so insane, but also just not well put together. And then it starts to feel clunky. If you're a basic user like me, I need to set my DPI and all that kind of crap. It's easy. It's simple. It feels clean. The minimal efforts are great. The RGB is super bright. I love the look of it. You've got your DPI settings. So basically, if you go down here in the corner, you got your sensitivity for your DPI. There's the defaults. This is default 1600. I've changed it. You have your report rate. So how often does your mouse report to your system the movements? And then your DPI shift speed. So if you're pressing the shifter to shift the DPI speed, how much is it going to shift at a time? The other cool part about it is that you're going to notice if you go to the profile at the top, or if I go back to the main screen right here in the top center, you've got your active profile. The active profile isn't who's using the mouse, it's actually what you're doing with the mouse, which is pretty cool. And this is where you watch this video below because it's 4.5 minutes and it's a lot to take in. But you can actually scan for the games that you're running, add games or applications, and have application specific settings that you can put in here so that as soon as you open the applications, you can actually switch over profile wise for better integration into them. So I've got OBS here, everything else there. I'm just using a default desktop profile right now. But if I want to set like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I can literally go into it. I can also, like, for example, like World of Warcraft or Overwatch, I can go in, and if you're familiar, there's a tank role, a support role, and a damage role. You can have it set so in below your profile down here, where in Overwatch, you can actually add different profiles for tank, damage, support, sniping, whatever you want, and you can have each one have their own profile settings, which honestly I feel like is unbelievable. As far as the advancements go, and you can have it sync between different devices. As far as if you have a Logitech G series keyboard, you can have the actual product report to you. What your like the game can report to the product what lighting options you want. You can sync all the lighting options. Like I said, you can do audio visualizations for the options. Honestly, if you're looking Razer between this mouse, I honestly like this mouse a ton. It's been a fun mouse. It's done its job really well for me. It is definitely smaller. It is much smaller than the default Razer size. And if you have the Razer and it's a good size for you, this might honestly be a little bit too small for you. I have fairly large hands. I'm a bigger guy, and it's pretty reasonable size-wise. I like it. Nothing's dragging on the ground. I'm not having to worry about my pinky dragging or anything or feeling awkward. The little side buttons, I do find they're well clicky, but they're also a little bit small if you're used to it. On the Razer, they're a little bit thicker, so easier to hit on the Razer. The scroll is decent. It's got a decent sized scroll. It's a little bit extra from what I would normally like for precision. And then the side is just regular plastic. It's like a soft touch plastic, but the whole thing is plastic. There's no rubberized here or here. There is also replacement skates that you can buy on Amazon. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna get it for like 20 bucks, like why would you bother, right? So I'm not gonna put a link down below. I just wanted to make sure I shot a video for you guys here regarding it, and also to guinea pig you for the new setup. So let me know if it's annoying. I hope it's working okay. We'll soon see when I pop it up into to edit it to put it up. But there it is, the G203, the light sync. Definitely a cool little product. Check it out. And it's cheap. I mean, if you hate it, it's not a $5,000 purchase. So see what you think. It does look good with pretty much any RGB setup, and it has a million customization options. So thank you so much for dropping by, guys. Again, we're going to be hard at it now that we've started back at it, and we'll see you soon. Take care.